All right, guys. Good morning. Good as it can be, right? Uh, and wow, you know what? I think Pitt Danny just hit the nail on the head. The murder of Charlie Kirk hits me harder than the passing of Rush Limbaugh. At least Rush gave us a good long goodbye. You know, that's when Rush passed. He was an old man. He was sick. He had a long, great life. Uh, did great work for for the country, for freedom, for the importance of the First Amendment, for the importance of proper, clear rhetoric. When Rush Limbaugh passed away, it wasn't a surprise. So yeah, with with Charlie, I mean that was a gruesome, violent murder that was we weren't expecting it. Now I got Mario with us this morning. When I say we weren't expecting it, Mario, I think you'll agree with this. What I mean is not that we weren't expecting it to happen. It's that we weren't expecting it to happen right then. That's the bitch about political assassinations, about political violence, about the enemy we face in this country. Is there's no question that it's going to happen. There's no doubt that it's going to happen. We know that they're going to try and murder us. We know that they're going to set cities on fire. We know it because they tell us they're going to do it. They tell us they want to do it, and we've seen them do it before. So it's not that the assassination of Charlie Kirk, it's not that it happened that's a surprise. That's the bitch of it, is it's when it happens. All right? You don't expect to step on a landmine when you go over every time you go over a grape row. You expect to step on a landmine when you go over a grape row. You don't expect it the next time you go over one. You expect it on one of the times you go over one. You don't expect to get hit by a roadside suicide bomber on a vehicle-borne IED on the next convoy. You expect it to happen on any and every convoy, on any given convoy. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be this one, right? And so you always try to be ready. You try to remain vigilant and be prepared. Okay? Like I and here's the there's a lot of problems with that. Okay, this is one of the things that gets people killed in war. And make no mistake, where we are right now, we are in a civil war. It is currently the case.
Looking
It is
like it,
not.
huh?
It is no longer the case that, and it has not been the case for some time, that we have been escalating toward a civil war. Let me tell you what war is like. You spend a lot of time sitting around waiting for something to happen and hoping that you're ready for it to happen. And after months of that, hell, after weeks of that, you find yourself just come off a patrol, right? You download your kit, you take off your body armor, right? You strip out of your filthy uniform that's soaked through with sweat and sticky from walking through giant cannabis fields hunting bad guys, and you take a hot shower. You change into some shorts and a t-shirt, some flip-flops, and sit down on your chew to eat lunch. You got you some hot chow from the DFAC, and you're relaxed. Have you a smoky treat, cigarette, chit-chatting with your buddies, maybe filling out an after-action report. Indirect fire. Fucking mortar comes over the wall. The 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 probably the greatest killer in war is the complacency that comes from the fatigue of constant vigilance.
Yep.
You cannot simply stay on watch. You cannot sit in a guard tower and watch a sector of fire for 24 hours a day. You just can't do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's good. That's well said, Chris. So I got up just a few minutes ago, and I'm just passively scanning the news here, trying to absorb as much as I can before I go live here. And I don't know anything. I don't know anything more than what I knew when we logged off yesterday afternoon.
Correct.
Is that correct? Is that correct? We
As,
have no
as near as
idea.
I can tell, there is still no suspect in custody. There's still no weapon. Um, I'm hearing some people say that they think it was a 308 round. Based on the sound of the report, Patrick and I were talking about it a little bit this morning. Uh, it does seem like we're looking at some kind of a bolt action hunting rifle type of deal, because unlike the attempted assassination of President Trump, what we saw yesterday is one round struck the victim and there was no follow on at all. So
Oh,
with
yeah,
President Trump, there were several rounds fired.
pat, pat, pat,
One,
pat, pat, pat. Yeah,
yeah,
multiple shots. Uh huh.
I think we counted seven. Um,
Right, man. Did you see House floor Representative Lauren Boebert request a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk, and Democrats can be heard shouting "No!"
yes,
And then, then Representative Anna Paulina Luna shouts back, "Y'all caused this." Like, yee. Um,
Aaron says there are videos of the sniper out. Oh, I'm going to correct you there, Aaron. And
talking about the rooftop video where you can
I don't
see that
want,
there's a figure on the roof,
yeah,
and that's
I
it.
don't want to be too pedantic, but yes, what Mario was saying, as far as there are videos of the sniper out, what there are videos that appear to show someone on a rooftop, but there's no credible confirmation that that's the actual shooter. It it's hard to tell. Um, but Danny, what they were talking about, where Be Controversial said eight total shot, there were eight total shots at the Trump assassination attempt. There was only one shot yesterday. There was only one shot on Charlie Kirk. Now, let me bring this back around real quick. I use this thumbnail on purpose. I want you to look at their faces. These are happy people.
Yeah,
Charlie Kirk with his beautiful young wife and two beautiful young children, deeply in love. I mean, you look at those faces. These two people, Charlie and his wife, were clearly deeply in love, still deeply enamored with one another. Right? This monster has just destroyed an American dream.
yeah,
Well, successful, wealthy as a result of his hard work done in pursuit of noble goals, noble ends, in a loving, monogamous, heterosexual relationship with children. And I'm telling you guys, that's one of those threshold things. You cannot understand it until you're there. You cannot see it from the outside looking in. And you may see it from the outside looking in and think that's something that I want. And I'm telling you, brother, you cannot until you have it know how right you were. And that's what they just took from you.
yeah. Um, that and they Charlie Kirk. I probably said this to some degree yesterday, but yeah, a lot of criticism against Charlie Kirk. Okay, like I'm I wasn't a fan of Charlie Kirk because I don't think he was radical enough. Okay. Now, as a result of his death, a lot of people are going to be radicalized by this. Okay.
Yeah.
You Charlie Kirk was basically he was a gatekeeper. Okay, but at the same time, it's nice that someone was there at the gate letting people through. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's nice that the entry point into right wing politics. Okay, that someone was there, kind of ushering people through the door. Okay, yeah, he didn't take them. He didn't take them all the way through the rabbit hole. Okay, all the way through the looking glass. But I guess that's our job. You know, once they pass through
Right.
the other side,
You have to.
it's our job to chaperone them the rest of the way. Okay, to flesh out what needs to be done in this country. Okay,
Yeah,
Charlie
you have
Kirk
to
was
start them. You have to start them with the California roll. You don't just spring the fugu on
yeah, yeah, good analogy. Yes, precisely.
them.
So yeah,
You're not ready.
now now the issue is now there is no Charlie Kirk. Okay, now you the most moderate. Okay, the most moderate voice, the nicest guy, the guy who believed in solving things like the classical, uh, liberal democratic way, I guess, of like let's debate, let's solve this through our words. Okay, let's come to an understanding through dialogue. You killed that guy. So who do you think people are going to look at now? Okay, you killed the nice guy. There aren't a lot of nice guys on the right wing. Okay, you just radicalized a lot of people, especially the Zoomer generation. Okay, a lot of people who were teenagers, just young teenagers, looking probably instinctively knowing something was wrong with the modern world, not buying into the liberal orthodoxy. Okay, of either the second term of Obama or Biden, right? Looking for something online that wasn't degenerate homosexual freaking slop. All right, because that's basically what is packaged for the youth. Okay, as far as online culture is concerned, or in general, just the media. So they found Charlie Kirk as kind of uh, an island of respite, a place away from the degeneracy of online culture. Okay, and that's where they got their foundation. Um, yeah, I posted a meme in Camario. If you wanted to drop that on there, but that's pretty much how I feel about that. You killed the nice guy, so don't be surprised when the next guy isn't so fucking nice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna try to pull the meme up. It's a
Yep.
good one, Sniper. But you fuckers have no idea what you've done. That's correct. Mario, this is what I want to. This is what I want to look at today. Um, I want to look at what they're saying, and
Oh
when I
yeah,
say they,
man, the left is really they can't help but show their fucking ass, can they? I mean,
they can't.
it's like Black Lives Matter, like in 2020 all over. Like they can't help it. They can't help but show their ass.
Correct. Here's a great example. You've got sissy boy Harry Sisson declaring war is not only dumb but incredibly dangerous. You might get views like and likes on social media, but this only divides us further and puts more people in danger. Nobody, left or right, should be speaking like this. My thoughts go out to Charlie Kirk's family. Let me remind you, you're going to see a lot of this. The my thoughts go out from lefties right now,
Yeah.
and let me remind you that every time there's an incident and a conservative says thoughts and prayers. My prayers are with the family, my thoughts are with the family. I'm praying for the family, etc. Every time you hear that from the right, you get these motherfuckers, right? Like sissy boy here. So, oh, your thoughts and prayers are nothing. Do something. Take action, right? And we see what action is. Then you've got this one, the Reagan caucus, right? Ostensibly, you know, the Reagan caucus ostensibly said we're restoring the Reaganite faction of the Republican Party. And
Republica.
they say, no, the left didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Some deranged murderer did this. If we don't recognize that, we're no better than our worst political opponents.
Cock. Who wrote that?
Bullshit.
Fucking Bill Crystal.
Probably. Then you've got this. The left also tried to kill Trump. There's a pattern. That was also one person. Yeah, guess what? You know what? The one guy that tried to kill Trump, the one guy that did kill Charlie Kirk, the one guy that tried to assassinate Justice Kavanaugh. Oh, that's three people. That's not one person. That's three people with common interest, engaged in predictably common activity. That's not one person. You trash heaps. Oh, then you've got, can we stand to listen to it? Because, I mean, here's 2.5 straight minutes.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
Oh, it's not the left. It absolutely is. And it's not radical dissidents you've never heard of. It's not, randos and anons on social media. It's Nancy Pelosi.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Freaking president.
Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look, as his character is.
When they tell you who they are, believe them. Oh, there's Madonna.
About blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, in a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them.
And this scene in particular, this is about 10 years ago. Right? This is an old, in all fairness, this is an old clip. This is not something that was said very recently.
Most of those are BLM related.
This was at the beginning. They've been boiling us as like frogs in a pot for a decade.
Yep. And when they got Biden elected, okay, they immediately pivot to, no, this is a time for unity. You need to not be angry. You need to not to divulge into conspiracy theories about the election or whatever. This is a time for unity, or else. You know what I mean? It's true. You've seen I don't know, a lot of what's been going on TikTok. A lot of hate. A lot of hate on Charlie Kirk. People are calling for the death. People are calling for the death of more conservatives.
Hey, table that for just a second, Mario. I want to hit this thing real quick, and then I want to dig into that. And I've got receipts pulled up for both of those. I want to hit them in this order.
South Park pulled the recent. South Park pulled the episode for the recent parodies they've been doing of Charlie Kirk.
See, I wish they wouldn't do that. They made fun of Charlie Kirk on South Park. They didn't call for violence against Charlie Kirk on South Park. I actually watched a video of Charlie Kirk watching and reacting to the South Park episode with Charlie Kirk in it. He even took Cartman the Cartman as Charlie Kirk character
and made it
his profile image for a while, and it was funny as hell.
Yep.
Yep. Mom, I'm in here master debating. I'm on the internet. I was trying to go to bed, and now I'm in here on the internet master debating. It was funny shit. It was
like JD Vance. JD Vance thought all the Vance memes were funny too. So
Yeah, exactly. So here's what's going on right like this morning. This is really blowing up on X and everywhere. This is the statement from let me back that up. This is not the statement from Donald Trump. This is a single clip from the longer statement. But here's what's going on.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives.
And what are they saying? He's pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. Did anyone expect anything other than this? That's from Joe from Jersey. She's
For years, those on the
she's a paid show on the left that goes on and on about she's pro baby murder, pro child mutilation, etc. Here's Hassan Piker. Trump is signaling that he's going to use Charlie Kirk's death to launch a war against left and liberal organizing. Hassan, my dude, your people have been waging a war against America since Donald Trump came down the escalator. I'm not saying it's time to escalate this war, right? I'm saying it's time to stop pretending like it hasn't already gotten there, right? You got Bakari Sellers, right? This is former South Carolina House rep. He says Trump didn't mention the plot to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. You mean that time that the FBI fabricated from whole cloth a hoax in order to smear Donald Trump and Republicans? Right? The storming of the Capitol. You mean that time that you stole the election? That you defrauded the American people and installed a freaking oatmeal-brained dog king with the explicit intention of destroying this country, right? Pipe bombs left at the DNC. How much have we heard about that since it happened? Nothing, because it was a hoax. It never happened.
It was
right.
It was a hoax.
The break-in to kidnap Nancy Pelosi and the brutal attack on Paul Pelosi. You mean that time that Paul Pelosi's male prostitute hit him in the head with a pink dildo? Right. Shut the fuck up. The assassination of Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, and the shooting of State Senator John Hoffman and his wife by a Tim Walz political appointee. Right? They keep saying, "Oh, the guy was a registered Republican." He may have been at some point, maybe. But this guy was he was an appointee, a political appointee of Tim Walz, who may be the most psychotic left-wing politician there is. Right? So all of this, Trump didn't mention, you're right, Trump didn't mention some of your other malfeasances or explicit hoaxes. So you can miss me with that, son.
Well, that's the way the left is. I mean, they'll do something heinous, say something heinous, okay? riot, burn down a city, etc. And then if anyone does anything in response, it's immediately like, oh, you need to stop escalating. You need to stop being radical. Okay, you're the problem. You're endorsing political violence. Like after we just did political violence. So that's a passive aggressive. Dealing with Democrats is like dealing with an insufferable woman, essentially. Okay. I've been scanning 4chan here the whole time we've been on, and I got nothing. We don't know shit. We don't know there, other than a mysterious plane that dropped off the international registry tracker thing. They have no clue who did this.
Okay, I'm adjusting the volume on this real quick because these sociopaths are noisy. You were talking earlier about how the left just loses they're celebrating. They're celebrating this the same way they celebrated Trump getting, excuse me, both times that Trump was almost assassinated right before the election. They're celebrating it. They're celebrating it the same way the Muslims celebrated 9/11. Which, oh, by the way, hey, it's 9/11 today.
Yes, it is. So, yeah, this is this looks like a professional hit.
Okay, before I pull this up, let's touch on that a bit.
200-meter shot, got it. Obviously, probably was aimed at his head. Okay, zero was slightly off, hit him in the neck instead, and then disappears without a trace. And then there's a distraction going on in the crowd, right, where that one individual is taken into custody, who was not the shooter, was later released. So he had a perfect distraction,
right,
as he got away.
I've heard some people doing similar analysis, saying, and these are just pundits on air, like, well, it's only a 200-meter shot. That's not really a hard shot to take. My dude. Okay, you're right. That's a fair point. 200 meters, easy shot, right? I do that with iron sights all day.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about professionals, right? We're not going to take steps to make something more difficult. If this was a professional assassination, a professional shot, he took the closest shot that he could take safely. He got as close as he could to mitigate the points of failure. Right? The further away you are, right? You take the really long, crazy, difficult shot because that's the best shot you can get. Right? If you can set yourself up an exit plan, if you can set yourself up a good exit plan, then you want to get as close as you can. You want to be as close as you can get without compromising your exit strategy. And so, for the sake of hypothesis and theory craft, there are some additional factors that are worth looking at. Like Mario mentioned, there were distractions. They arrested two guys, or they at least detained two people who were then later released. Now, that first guy that they detained, the boomer that we showed you the picture of yesterday, when they detained him, he started screaming, "Shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. I have a right to remain silent. I have the right to remain silent. Shoot me, shoot me, shoot me." Okay, that sounds a hell of a lot like somebody who was intentionally trying and succeeding, by the way, at wasting the time and resources of the police on the scene attempting to do the job, which, I'll remind you, their only job is to investigate crimes after they happen. But you had two basically false flag suspects. And the first one, the one that was screaming, shoot me, and I have the right to remain silent, basically threw himself at the police. He's the most suspicious of the two. But that made it possible, at least improved the chances for the shooter to escape. And I hate to say it, guys.
Correct.
We heard the governor yesterday. What's his name? Cox, Utah.
Yeah.
Making a point to remind us all that they still have the death penalty in Utah and they intend to use it. Yeah. Pitt Danny says he believes that person was charged with obstruction. I hope that's the case. I do. But Governor Scott said that we still have the death penalty in Utah and we intend to use it, and I'm hoping that's the case. But let's be real. The solve rate for murder nationally is about 50%.
Yep.
If they don't already have the suspect dead or in custody at this point,
first 48. Isn't that the idea? If you haven't apprehended the guy in the first 48 hours, then it's the likelihood of him being apprehended drops off precipitously, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as soon as the incident scene is unsecure, and there's a chance that the shooter has escaped the crowd, every moment that ticks by, the likelihood that they're getting caught is just falling off a cliff. After 48 hours, unless he basically left his ID card at the sniper hole, the likelihood that he gets caught is slim to none. I'm not saying it can't happen, and I hope it does happen, but I wouldn't hold out hope for it either.
Like Jiggly Plum Cheeseburger says, I'm looking at Israel. I like where your head's at, Cheeseburger. I want to go down that conspiratorial path with you. I just need I need some more information first. Okay, so we'll keep looking into that. But I like where your head's at. Okay.
And hey, I just want to say this, mostly unrelated, real quick. I see a lot more people watching than are leaving comments. So if you're, I get it. If you're driving and listening to the show, I understand. But if you're watching right now and you can, go ahead and say something in the live chat. As soon as I see some names I don't recognize from earlier in the chat, I'll give away one of the freebies this morning. And if you're watching over on YouTube, Facebook, X, get over to Rumble. It's better on Rumble. It is. So, like I was saying, I brought receipts. We've been talking about them celebrating. Hey, headphone warning, guys. Here we go. This is the celebration. Oh, Jesus. It's doing the thing.
Oh, no. Are we gonna do SJW cringe compilation?
Yeah, we are, but you're gonna have to hold down the fort for 30 seconds while I re-enter.
Okay. 30 seconds of Mario. Oh man, that's how I make my babies. Anyway.
Oh, here you go.
Let's see, wearing me, sharing my good side.
That's and this isn't it. This isn't the only one, right?
Oh no, there's this legion of these out there. Okay.
Oh.
What comment, Cam? Read your comment. What are you getting saucy about, little Cammy Cam? What the murder rate solve rate is lowered by thugs not ratting each other out? Yeah, of course. I mean, no stitches.
Yes.
And it's done wonders for their communities. Okay, the results are clear.
Yeah. Hey, Destiny says she's working and listening. We got to get you over to Rumble, honey, so I can give you free stuff. Skip Green says if you don't do Nazi shit, you don't run that risk. Maybe if you've been called a Nazi, it's because you did some Nazi shit. Pretty sure it wouldn't take more than 5 seconds to identify. And that right there, that's deeply telling. You know what, Skip Green? You're right. Apparently, if let's just assume that when you say Nazi shit, what you're talking about is people supporting the Constitution. What do they mean when they say Nazi shit? What do you think they mean, Mario?
Anyone who disagrees with me is a Nazi. A child's analysis of the internet. Okay, that's what that is. It's anyone I don't like. Just like fascist means things I disagree with. Okay. Fucking retards.
Yeah.
They don't know what a Nazi is. They don't know the first thing about National Socialism. Okay. They don't know shit other than essentially what would be considered like a 5-minute condensed cartoon. Okay. Their knowledge of World War II, National Socialism, and everything involved in that is essentially on the same level as that scene in Idiocracy where it shows the United States Tyrannosaurus Rex battling the Nazi German Tyrannosaurus Rex. And
where they established the UN.
Okay.
And then the United States created the UN, and they un-Nazi Germany.
That's right. Yes. It's these people. They're fucking idiots. Okay. I can only handle so much because it's cringe. I'm physically affected by cringe. Okay. It disturbs me.
That's why we call it cringe, Mario. It causes a physical reaction. Right? The person who said gun deaths are necessary for the Second Amendment got shot and killed. Wow, I don't feel bad or surprised at all. Crazy how that works.
Yeah. Well,
like you don't understand. Like it's like this person doesn't understand.
Yes, if Charlie were alive, he would agree with you.
Correct.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to sacrifice my liberties because some fuckhead can't handle his liberties. Okay, that's a non-starter. It's a principle. It's a principled thing, and you don't have principles. You just have tactics. If you're on the left, it's
the basic driving motivation over there is no truth but power.
Right. That is correct.
You are Nazis. This is what happens to Nazis. And I get so tired of hearing the word Nazi used in this context. It's like, and I know we've said this before, but read a fucking book. READABOOK. Fuck spinning rims. Buy some land, son. Yeah, there you go. Can't believe a boomer actually did a good job. Right. He got shot like dead in the neck. I hope it's enough to kill him. Then you got these guys, this Omar guy, Najra Galves. I hope Cash finds this homeboy. Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. So I cannot say definitively that there was a plan and people knew about the plan, but there's a lot of evidence that there was at least the expectation. Right? Listen to this.
Like, I just saw the video of Charlie Kirk getting his box boomed. I mean, boomed, bitch, like gone. I have no issue with it. The clown always comes back to bite. But why do y'all keep aiming for the wrong niggas? Aim higher. Aim higher. Why?
See, he thinks he's clever, trying to insist that somebody take it to the next level, as in kill somebody more important. Aim higher.
He's also zesty as hell, and he's finna get buck broken. Okay.
That's what that nose ring's all about.
Yep.
Yeah, we haven't even. I was going to do a show about septum theory this week, but it's been
What?
Yeah.
Septum theory.
Septum ring theory. Yeah.
One shot Charlie Kirk. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but that's how you pick up a woman.
I want to punch her in the face so fucking hard that she's never beautiful ever again. I want to beat the. I'm going to stop. I'm going to get crazy and get us banned.
Yeah, it's these liberal white women, right? Just watch the Charlie Kirk video. That MF is dead. Dead AF. No one mourns the wicked, asshole. Just. Look at this. This is a child celebrating this. This child isn't old enough to have social media. Let alone be waving her chihuahua dick at you. This goes on and on. This just goes on and on and on. So let me get you to this other piece of news. Assault erupts at Charlie Kirk vigil amid nationwide manhunt. And then somebody said, so right here, Cam Higbee, apparently doing some American undercover journalism, was covering the vigil for Charlie Kirk. Oh, shit, I'm sorry, I didn't switch the tab. Was covering the vigil for Charlie Kirk in Seattle. And here you go.
Oh, God.
These are colonizers. Right, so these guys are here to protest the vigil. And here you go. You got a reporter.
Nice.
Yeah. I want them both. They both punched me in the face. They both punched me in the face. Yeah.
Dude,
we're going to make sure we get that face for facial recognition.
Katroon, what do you know?
Fuck this, man. Dude, just break out the ammo drums. Let's just get it on.
And here's the thing. That's not an isolated incident, right? That's a good one right there. Spot the difference. Charlie Kirk vigil versus George Floyd riot. And here, bring the cameras back up. George Floyd was a monster. But let's not miss this fact either. They're comparing Charlie Kirk to George Floyd. George Floyd was not a political activist. He was not a political personality, a public personality. George Floyd was the random victim of his own bad choices.
Yeah.
He overdosed on drugs while in police custody. And because there was a white cop there, the left that needed a reason to set the spark to the powder keg used that. Right? We've got. I showed you a minute ago. Joe from Jersey and what's Detroit Dad or whatever it is. A bunch of lefties saying, "Oh, Donald Trump's trying to pour gas on the fire. He's going to use this incident as an excuse, as a rationale." No. There is no need to escalate. You have been escalating for a decade. We're there. We're escalated. The scale has been est.
Yeah, I don't know what it means going forward.
I do.
Normally I hedge on the side of nothing ever happens. Okay, but I don't know. Feels a little different this time. Feels a little different.
You know what I want to see?
Yeah.
I want to be able to come on the show Monday morning and say, you know what? If you went and bought stock in ammo manufacturers Thursday, you made a good choice.
Yep. Sure. I'm just gonna shut off 4chan here. There's really nothing there. I'm amazed that there's nothing. Nothing, really, no additional intelligence, no additional information. Okay. Guy on the roof, single shot, 200 yards away. Waits, pauses a few seconds just to confirm that he's hit his mark, and then just disappears. And he's got the perfect distraction in the crowd. That's wild. That's a professional job. Someone did this. Someone paid for this. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate any more on that, but yeah. This professional operation. That's blowing my mind right now. Like someone actually paid money. Someone thought this was important enough to take this guy out. Who and for what reason?
Yeah. I agree, Mario. I don't want to speculate anymore on this.
Yeah, I shouldn't even bring it up then.
I'm
not going to comment.
Well, no, I agree with you on that, and I hope they get the guy. I do. And no, that's I think that's all I've got left to say on it. I'm about ready to wrap this one up. Need to go ahead and close the show.
Okay.
But before I do, part of me wants to do one of the campaign ads, but I just don't feel it just strikes so hollow. But here's what I am going to do, because I see, we got a good big audience right now. And I said I would if I saw more and more names in the chat that I didn't recognize. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of giveaways.
I agree, Pit Danny, and we don't need a patsy. Yeah, don't trot out some like severely autistic, nonverbal individual and claim that he, you know what I mean? Don't
right.
Don't play us like that.
So let's see who all gets a freebie. I only see 4 winners right there. There should be one more. I bought 5. James Boy, Sergeant Major, Maul Wilbanks, Patrick got 1. Yeah. So if you're already a paid subscriber, then that should be tacked on to your existing subscription, guys. That means that you get to you can come and watch the deep dive Saturday night. There we go. There's the 5th one, JJ Artek. So hey, JJ, you managed to squeak in right under the wire. Congratulations. So those of you that just got the freebie and those of you that are already paid members, I hope you'll join us on Saturday evening. We're going to do a deep dive on 9/11, except we're going to do it on 9/13.
That's right.
And hopefully I'll be up for it, because Mario, I've got to go. I've got a gig that I've got to do in Savannah, so I'm basically going to spend 6.5 hours on the road to do about 45 minutes worth of work.
Dude, no.
But
no, thank you.
But yeah, Saturday night we're going to talk about a lot of the conspiracy theories surrounding the inside job theory of 9/11, and we'll tell you which ones look credible, which ones are apparently total bullshit, and it should be very interesting, because Mario has been handed free reign to go hog wild, and he does a hell of a good job with those.
Yeah, jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, but at the same time, there may not be a miniaturized nuclear device in the basement of the World Trade Center. Okay, the truth is somewhere in between. Building number 7, yes, the eternal question, Pit Danny. Building number 7, indeed. Just pull it. Just pull it. So, yeah. Be Controversial says, if someone tries to get revenge, they'll fall into the trap of what might be an attempt to escalate tensions, accelerationism. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, people are counting on it, okay? People are counting on it. That is that's what everyone radical on the left and right both want. Okay, acceleration. So, justified. I like that word.
So, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Help us get those numbers up. Help us spread the show, grow the show, spread the word. Right, Veritas debet S. The truth should matter, and that's what we do here. Right, I cannot guarantee you that what we say is always the truth, but it's always as close to it as we can get. It's always a matter of examining the evidence, doing the analytics work, and understanding what the facts of the matter, what can be extrapolated from the facts available to us. And if the truth should matter, and the truth of the matter is, if you can't get close enough to the truth, it's because facts are being obscured from you, whether intentionally or not. It's because there are facts that are not in evidence. And part of what we do here is we try and run down those facts,
right,
and use that evidence to create an intelligible pattern and understand what the truth actually is or was.
Right. So, hey, thanks for commenting, JJR Tech. The video of the person on the roof, why did they not call out security? This is an attack on American morals. I've watched Charlie for 12 years. Okay, so Charlie Kirk fan, okay, in the chat. The events that you saw yesterday, you think that's gonna push you further to the right or draw you to the left? Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty much
That's a good question.
No brainer there. Yeah, they just, dude, they potentially have radicalized millions of people who were explicitly not radical as part of their political platform. Okay, like there's going to be secondary and like third tier effects of this that have yet to develop. Okay, in the coming months. Who's taking over TP USA?
That's a good question. And I couldn't tell you. I don't know yet.
Yep.
They've got. You know what? Let's check before we lock this one up. Let me check in on I'll check in on them on Twitter. See what they're saying. Okay. So here's the statement. It's with a heavy heart that we confirm that Charles James Kirk has been murdered by a gunshot that took place during Turning Point USA's The American Comeback Tour campus event at Utah Valley University on September 10th, 2025. May he be received into the merciful arms of our loving Savior who suffered and died for Charlie. We ask that everyone keep his family and loved ones in your prayers. We ask that you please respect their privacy and dignity at this time. Yeah, for example, let's not, how about this, lefties? How about you stay the fuck away from the vigils? Stop going and harassing people.
Yeah. Well, that was in Seattle. Seattle's lost. Okay. Seattle is territory fully ceded to Mordor at this point. So. The correct course of action with Seattle is to get the hell out. Okay?
Let me disabuse you of that real quick, Mario. Not that Seattle is lost, because it absolutely is. But it wasn't just Seattle. Right? This one was in, I think this guy was in Seattle.
Yeah.
Support his death.
I do.
You support his death?
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes, I do.
On the day he died, you're here at a vigil for Charlie Kirk and you support his death.
You support a Nazi?
No, I don't support a Nazi. Charlie Kirk wasn't a Nazi. You support his shooter?
Piece of shit.
Fucking
idiot. Make that one famous.
Fucking
But it happened at, what's this one? This one's in, okay, so this one's just, there were vigils. I was going through it earlier today, though. That one's the attack of the medical asses. This is the one in Boise last night. Somebody driving through somebody driving through the middle of the vigil shouting "fuck Charlie Kirk."
Oh God.
Oh, it's happened. It happened all over the country. There were vigils all over the place, and there were lefty what agents provocateur, showing up at the vigils to protest Charlie Kirk while his fans and his friends and family are mourning, to go in and shout, "Oh, he's a Nazi! Oh, we're glad he's dead!" All this stuff, and it's sickening. It's just sick.
It is. It's like dealing with the left, dealing with the Democrats. It's like it is like dealing with an insufferable bipolar woman. Okay, where it constantly provoking you, like she actually wants you to hit her. Okay, because the moment you do, then all the attention and all the negative vibes, okay, everything gets reversed back on you. Okay, it's like they behave like someone wanting to be beaten, so that they can use that for some motive against you. All right.
Yeah.
There's stuff like that.
There's a meme that just sums everything up very, very neatly. I will not risk open war. Open war is upon you, whether you would risk it or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's it. That is the fact.
They shot the nicest guy we have.
Yeah.
They shot our nicest guy. You idiots. You're so dumb.
Yeah, that's like there's Tim Pool sharing the video that I just showed you with this guy saying, "Yeah, I would have done it. I wish I'd have been there. I would have killed him. He did us a favor. I would have killed him myself," says this piece of shit. And Tim Pool, there is no exit ramp. Correct. There is no exit ramp.
Okay. Well, you made your bed. Now you must lie in it. Okay. So.
Yeah, they were pro-choice. They chose war.
Yep. Well, I do need to go at this
point.
Yeah. So.
Guys, thanks for joining us this morning. This is a somber one. This is a tough one.
Surprised we didn't have more information for you.
Yeah,
the lack of news is the key news for me this morning. Okay,
exactly.
That's the key news for me. So,
yeah, I mean, if the killer hasn't been caught already, the chances that he will be have just dropped dramatically, and that's heartbreaking because
someone talks, someone's got to talk basically,
right,
for him to be discovered.
But that means that whoever orchestrated and executed this has just learned that they can do it again.
Yeah, JJR Tech. I haven't seen anything on the security procedures. Okay, of that school, like what protocols they had in place, what doors were locked. I have no clue. Nothing on it. Michael M.W., this is the never-ending American comedy. Yep, this is the America show. That's right. The script writers have all quit. Okay, it's going to get progressively worse from here on out.
I mean,
all right.
Hopefully they jumped the shark last night, and this will be the Democrat series finale.
Yeah.
But one can hope, right? So, take your white pill. And struggle on, people. Struggle on. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow.